UFC 315. Guys, we are back after last week was a pretty shocking card. I pretty much called every fight besides the Bo Nickel fight. Dude got completely fraud checked. I should have realized, I picked a Ritter in his last two fights in the UFC, but I just thought that with the hype behind Bo, and I thought that, with a high caliber wrestling background, he would have been able to have his moments, but obviously we saw he gassed out and he couldn't even take any punches to the body. Dude got completely fraud checked. Bo's still young. I think he'll still have some good fights here and there, but I don't think he's a championship caliber fighter. Anyways, moving off of that, UFC 315, we're going to get into the fights, and I'm going to talk about my picks, who I think is good to bet on, and yeah. So obviously, really off topic, we just saw Ilia Topuria give an interview, and it is officially confirmed per Dana White as well. I just got done watching the UFC 315 press conference. Ilia Topuria will fight. That fight depends on whoever wins this fight. If Belal wins, we will see Ilia versus Islam at UFC 317. If not, then we'll see Jack versus Islam. Islam will bump up. He'll vacate the title, bump up to welterweight, and we'll see Charles versus Ilia Topuria. But honestly, in my opinion, I'm sure there's a lot of people that are rooting for Belal now just so we could see that fight. But in my opinion, I think the best thing for the UFC is probably Belal losing, I should say. Belal definitely losing. Only because it creates more matchups. Topuria, without a doubt, he'll knock out Oliveira. But this is all hypothetical. We don't know. That's a conversation for a different video. But it opens up a lot of matchups, and Islam would be moving up. All new matchups up at welterweight as well. Then, so I think that would be the best thing. But we'll see what happens. I think Belal is going to get it done. Moving forward with this fight and my picks, I am picking Belal Muhammad to beat Jack Della. I think Belal is a really good fighter. I think he has the tools to get this fight done. I also think that he poses more of a threat. I think he's honestly going to probably outstrike Jack in this fight, as crazy as that sounds. Belal is a very, very good grappler in terms of he's a good overall MMA fighter. He knows how to use his boxing and his wrestling, and kind of his wrestling threat almost opens up a lot of those strikes. So I think he's going to be able to land some nice big shots, take the fight down when he needs to. And I think he gets it done. I think he's going to get it done. I think Belal by decision is a good pick. That's what I see happening. You take a look at Jack's last couple fights and look at Belal's last couple fights too. In terms of, I would say that Jack is his grappling is kind of questionable, because I don't want to say that he doesn't have any takedown defense, because you got to look at his last couple fights. Against one of his fights, I believe he cut weight, I think twice. So he got taken down once, but was able to get back up. And the Gilbert fight, he broke his hand in the first round. So his takedown defense is very questionable, and it's not something that I could really kind of gauge, gauge and get a good perception on, because he's had so many fraudulent things, and he hasn't really been 100% healthy for all of his fights. But either way, Gilbert Burns was able to take him down a couple of times and hold him down. I just don't see, him being able to get up and do something like that, especially against someone like Belal, unless he lands a lucky knee like how he did with Gilbert Burns. I just don't see that happening. Belal is by far the better fence grappler. You compare them, in comparison to Gilbert Burns and Basil Hafez. It's not even close. That's not even a conversation. Belal is definitely way better grappler than both those guys, and fence grappler. So I think he's definitely there's a reason he's the favorite to win the fight. I'm watching the odds; they're slowly going down, which is very, very strange. So it means a lot of people starting to throw some money on Jack, but I think Belal has more ways to win this fight. I'm not about to sit here and lock up Jack Della, for a what-if scenario. I'm just not doing that anymore. I told you guys with that situation after the Diego Lopez fight, we're sticking with the fighters that are just better overall and better, technically. So it just wouldn't be a smart thing to put all my money down on a what-if situation. But I think Bilal is going to get it done, has more ways to win this fight in terms of utilization, has the grappling in his back pocket. I think the striking is going to open up from his wrestling threat, and I think Bilal will win this fight by decision. So that is what I think is going to happen. Next up, we got Valentina Shevchenko versus Mana Fiorot. Guys, another fight I've been kind of on the ropes with. We know how good she is and, what she possesses. Very, very good Muay Thai style. But, guys, I'm going to have to go with the underdog here. I believe she's a slight underdog. I think Valentina gets it done. She is a more complete MMA fighter. She has the grappling in her back pocket. I believe that's going to be a huge advantage for her. And I could see her riding her way out to a decision. To me, I just never see anything in Mana. Like, I've never seen anything impressive from her, in my opinion. Besides, like I said, she's got decent Muay Thai, good kickboxing. But, again, I think Valentina's the better fighter. I think she's the more complete MMA fighter. And I think technically, she's more technically sound than Mana Fiorot. And, I'm picking the underdog here. I think Valentina Shevchenko is good to go. I think she wins this fight by decision. So I would lock that up as soon as you can. Moving forward, Jose Aldo and Aiemann Zahabi. I've been picking Jose Aldo. To me, Aldo is the more technically sound fighter. Aiemann Zahabi, to me, isn't really, he's got a couple, knockout or two that impresses me, but I don't know. I think Aldo has looked really good, especially in his later on age at 38 years old. And to be fair, he should have won his last fight. I mean, we all saw the robbery that fight was disgusting. I couldn't believe that they robbed him of the Batista fight. But to be fair, Aldo isn't washed. He beat all the washed allegations. He got held against the cage, even though he did more damage, beat the crap out of Mario Batista, and he should have won that. It was a complete robbery. But I think Aldo he's the faster striker, more technical on the feet. I think he's going to pick Aiemann Zahabi apart, and I don't think this fight's going to be close. I think Aldo probably wins a 30-27 decision against Aiemann Zahabi. So moving on from that, we're going to Alexa Grasso and Natalia Silva. I'm picking Natalia Silva. Guys, if this was a 5-round fight, I would favor Alexa Grasso, but 3-round fight, give me Natalia Silva all day. I think she's going to also get this fight done by decision too. Very, very good fighter. I like Natalia Silva to win 100%. Alexa Grasso coming off a loss, she looked like crap. I just I can't bet on her to beat Natalia Silva when Natalia Silva again is another good all around good all around female fighter, and I think she gets it done. I think she gets it done by decision. So Natalia Silva to win by decision, that is my pick. Next up, we got Kyle Prepolek and Benoit Saint Denis. This fight actually just got added, I believe, like a week or two ago, because Joe Alves pulled out of his fight, which was honestly insane because that fight was going to be a banger. But Kyle Prepolek and Benoit Saint Denis, I think Benoit Saint Denis is going to get this done, guys. Probably takes him down, probably submits him, finishes him on the ground somewhat, maybe TKO. I'm predicting like a second-round finish by Benoit Saint Denis. If he wants to win this fight, he's got to get this fight to the ground. I don't think he's going to be able to strike with Kyle. Kyle's too good. I think he's a better striker on the feet. Could definitely knock Benoit Saint Denis out. So Benoit knows, I believe his coach's game plan is going to be to take him down, either submit him or find a knockout or TKO on the ground. So not going to stick around too long on this. There's a reason he's a minus 1,000. Believe he has the clear grappling advantage, and I think he takes him down. Like I said, he finishes him on the ground. So that is my prediction for Benoit Saint Denis. Next up, we got Mike Malott versus Charles Radtke. I'm picking Charles Radtke to win, and he is the underdog. I think Charles Radtke's going to knock Mike Malott out. I don't think, Mike Malott isn't really someone that looks for the finishes. He's more of like a pick him apart and retreat type of fighter, and I think that Charles is going to put some decent pressure on him, and he'll probably find Mike Malott's chin and catch him and knock him out. So I think Charles Radtke pulls off the upset. I think he knocks Mike Malott out, And yeah, I'm predicting like a second or third round knockout. But I think Mike Malott will come out looking clean in the first round and probably win the first round. Again, he's going to fight for the points, but I think Charles is going to go in there looking for the finish. Especially, I believe what is he? Is he coming off yeah, he's coming off a win in his last fight. And then the loss before that was to Carlos Prates. But I mean, Carlos Prates is a beast. So, yeah, I think Charles Radtke gets it done. I actually am putting him as my underdog lock. I think he's good to go. So we shall see what happens with that. Next up, we got Jessica Andrade versus Jasmine Javicius. I think Jasmine gets it done. Not going to stick around too long on this fight. I think she's going to win by decision. I would say the over 2.5 is probably the best bet for this fight. I think it happens. But yeah, Jasmine Javicius to win by decision. I think she's a lock. I think she's good to go. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Moving on, Bukauskas and Ion Cutelaba. I think Bukauskas is going to get it done. I could see a knockout for this fight, 100%. Cutelaba is coming off a good win, too, in his last fight. Very, very underrated fighter. But I just think Bukauskas is definitely, in my opinion, I think I wouldn't say more well-rounded than Cutelaba, because Cutelaba, again, is another crazy fighter that can, pull off the most insane wins ever that you wouldn't expect. But I don't know. I'm just leaning towards Bukauskas for some reason. I was originally leaning toward Cutelaba, but I kind of did a little pick switch. And I think Bukauskas is going to get it done. I could see him definitely either pulling off a decision or kind of finishing the fight. So either way, I think that's going to happen. I think Bukauskas by knockout or decision. But that is my pick for this fight. Next up, we got Navajo Sterling and Ivan Esterlon. I'm picking Navajo Sterling to win this fight. Another good city kickboxer. Undefeated, looks clean. I think he's going to get this fight done. I think he's good to go. Probably wins by KO or decision. I think Sterling's a lock, 100%. He's looked decent in his fights in the UFC, so I'm leaning towards him. I think he gets it done. I think he finds the chin of Ivan, and he probably knocks him out. Next up, we got Marc-Andre and Bruno Silva. Guys, I've been leaning towards Bruno Silva. I think Bruno Silva is going to get it done. I think he probably knocks Marc-Andre out. I think he probably catches him in the first or second round. I don't see this fight going the full 3. I don't even see it going to the third round. So for me, Marc-Andre is probably getting put out, I would say. So Bruno Silva, to me, is the pick that I want to do. So Bruno Silva by knockout. That's my prediction for this fight. Next up, we got Daniel Santos and Lee. I'm definitely going Daniel Santos for this fight. I mean, you could tell the dude trains with Oliveira. Dude is a fucking savage. Another good Brazilian. Kind of almost, like I said, he almost looks like Oliveira in his fights. Comes out very, very aggressive. Same exact stance. I think he's gonna find him on the ground. Probably puts him out. Either submission or KO, whatever the case is. Again, he's a very, very aggressive fighter. A little bit different from Oliveira in terms of their styles, but you could tell the similarities. So I think Daniel Santos probably gets this done, either knockout or submission, either or. I don't see this fight going to decision, but yeah, I think Daniel Santos is good to go. I think he beats Lee, and that's that. Baskat Almakhan versus Brad Katona. I'm picking Almakhan to win this fight. I think Almakhan is the better fighter here. I think he probably will knock out Brad Katona. To me, Brad Katona doesn't really impress me. Brad Katona is coming off a loss. I mean, Almakhan is too. But I feel like Almakhan's loss is a little bit better than Brad Katona's. Brad Katona, like I said, 16-4 in the UFC. Not a bad record, but clear reach advantage too for Almakhan. I think he's going to probably find Brad Katona's chin and put him out. I'm picking him to knock out Brad Katona. So Almakhan by knockout. And that's what I think is going to happen for this fight. So, guys, that's it. Wrapping this video up. I wanted to keep this quick, short, sweet, and simple. Get to the point. And, so we will see what happens on Saturday. Guys, tune in. Hope you guys cash out big. And let's fucking make some money this weekend. Later, everyone.